Hello and welcome to Fresh Face One Shots. My name is Joey.
And I'm Jacob.
And today we are back with Superman by Joshua Williamson. This is issue number 23, and it seems like, to me at least, the end of our current arc, which is kind of nice.
I didn't get that. I mean,
there's at least like a pause in the constant action, I would say.
I suppose you could slot in another event here to divert things, but we're not doing that.
Well, yeah. Well, mostly because I would say, because according to the Lex Luthor special, between this and the next one is where the Lex Luthor special takes place.
Oh,
so,
right.
So we do have. So I was keeping that in mind as I was getting towards the end of the issue, and I was like, okay, well, there is like a noticeable pause in the action here. We sort of put a stop on our Doomsday stuff and Time Trapper stuff for the time being, so that we could do the Lex stuff in the next issue.
Yeah, but okay, we have a lot packed into this. Like,
yeah. Oh God,
Williamson seems to like to do this, where he doesn't. I'd like to say he runs out of time, so he just rushes things, but he's not rushing things. It's just that a lot has happened.
Yeah. We pick up where we left off. Time Trapper has stopped time and is offering Lois his power as he did to Superman before. If he will only give him what he wants. If she will only give him what he wants. Ooh, got mixed up on the pronouns there for a second. I thought for a second, very foolish of me, I think. Thought for a second that she was actually going to accept, because I loved this line that Time Trapper had. He says, consider this, I can show you the future, I can even show you the exact moment of your death. Of course you want to know the great Lois Lane, the Inquisitor of Truth.
I was gonna
Take my hand and I'll show you something. And I thought, fuck, he's actually right, isn't he?
Well, and let's be honest, Mora does this in like the middle of a 2-page spread, and he draws Lois, and she's considering it. She is considering it.
Yeah. He's not wrong either. Thankfully, Lois comes to her senses. She smacks the fuck out of Time Trapper. We get a great little sort of standoff between them that I really love.
I wasn't expecting Doomsday of all characters to be enraptured in battles of wits with our main characters.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening, and it's weird. I like it, but it's weird.
It's so good. Oh my god.
Because you have this whole idea about how, like, you're doing a deal with the devil, and 2, I cried when Superman died because he was my husband.
Oh god, yes. That was another line I really loved early on here, where Time Trapper says, what are you talking about? He's like, the last thing I remember hearing as my body crashed to the earth, he says it was the sound of you, your tears, your howls of grief, and now we are here. Just the idea of referencing Death of Superman, and it's Lois's care for her husband that gets called out here. That is the reason that she denies him. And then time resumes.
Such an asshole. Well, because he's like, gave your husband some extra time to save people, but fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, he snaps his fingers, then immediately Jimmy gets hit, and Lois can't save him, and my brain is like, oh god, are we killing Jimmy?
For me, it's that little panel of the camera crashing to the ground when that beam hits. Just it's so good. Fucking Dan Mora, it's amazing. We get Superman still, freaking out, still all red speech bubbly, going up against Radiant. We have Superman versus Time Trapper. We have the Luthors trying to help in this battle. Another fantastic 2-page spread of Lois looking on the destruction here. And just in the middle of it all, her being worried about Jimmy, just trying to find him through all the chaos.
But also having to save other people because... Yeah, and then Lex Luthor gets a power suit.
Looks great. We were able to defeat Radiant by trapping him inside a bottle city, which you gotta love. Using Brainiac's technology, stolen from House of Brainiac, which is great. We find Jimmy then after the battle.
Well, okay, we should also say there is a cost to this. Like, it does mean Doomsday might die in the bottle city and then resurrect even more powerful because he's now in a bottle city of Canada. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's very much this was the only option.
Yeah, yeah, for now at least. But God, this is going to come back to bite everyone in the ass, and I'm so excited about that. Amazing.
But yeah, Jimmy's hurt.
Which does mean he's gonna live, which is nice. He gets the little soap opera in a hospital. You know, he's
hospital in a coma.
Yeah.
I mean, Williamson understands that comics are soap operas.
Yes. Yeah.
I would love to get Joshua Williamson in a room to talk to him about, like, okay, so how much of this do you actively understand, or how much of this is just subconscious? Because it could be both.
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, for a guy Williamson just always strikes me as a guy that just truly understands the industry he is working within, and uses that to his advantage all the time, and it usually works. It's great. Hot take: Joshua Williamson, good, obviously.
I was gonna say we've read this. I mean, I think the worst things we read from him have been kind of meh in the end. Mainly events. Night Terrors. Night Terrors ended up being kind of meh.
I thought you were gonna slander the button for a second.
No, the button was great.
I was gonna say, I thought you'd like the button. Okay.
I like the button a lot. I was gonna slander is it slander if it's Night Terrors? Night Terrors was
good until like the last issue.
I was gonna say Night Terrors had some great build up, but then didn't stick the landing. And importantly, Lois isn't there at Jimmy's side, and she's being very human.
Yeah, Clark is there to comfort her, but only for a short time, as Siobhan arrives as Silver Banshee, blaming Superwoman for what happened to Jimmy.
And I hate to say it, she's angry and she's lashing out, but she's right.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: she only thinks that it is Lois's fault because of what she directly witnessed. Lois knows it's even further her fault because she denied the time trapper. I think it's just you see that internal conflict in her, and just the way that Morgan.
And also, Siobhan doesn't know that Lois is Superwoman. Obviously,
yes,
there's still the secret identity stuff, adding a third layer of complexity to this whole sandwich, because Jimmy would picture a Superwoman to impress Lois.
Yeah. Oh God.
All of this.
She also claims herself as Superwoman's first archenemy, which is heartbreaking to me. I love that. We get some
3 pages
teases towards the end.
Of teases. Yeah.
Zod finds out about his powers being gone, and he kills the
alien with his bare hand,
examining him. And then we see the time trapper scared, which scares me as a reader.
Scared at the end of time.
Yes.
Where Superman is still alive because Superman is never going to age because, And there's a trio coming after to try to rip everything from Time Trapper's mind about Superman.
Mm-hmm. These people are all wearing what seem to be very New Gaudy Omega symbols. When we did mention Darkseid, so I guess we'll see.
What are you doing? What? Also, here's the thing: we won't be getting a follow-up to this until summer.
As the little blurb at the end here.
This isn't a video, so you don't get to see me doing air quotes, but I did air quotes for summer because
I believe you.
It's like, but be here next month for Superman versus Mercy? ? Exclamation point.
It's so good. It's so good. I mean, obviously we're talking the follow-up with the Lex Luthor special here.
Yes.
So I'm very excited to see that. Endlessly excited. Joshua Williamson. Take this in whatever way you want. I love you. I think that'll end our discussion on that. Be sure to check out other Fresh Face one-shots we do. We obviously cover Superman by Joshua Williamson, but we also cover Wonder Woman by Tom King, Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. I'm now starting to mix them up, which is great. We're also covering The Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone. I was covering X-Men by Jed McKay on Fresh Face Solos for a while, but the videos are still there, and we'll be covering another issue come later this month with X-Man Hunt, but that'll be about it. Also, check out the main podcast, Fresh Face Comics. We have an episode on Gail Simone Batgirl coming up, which I'm, again, also just ridiculously excited about.
I was going to say, that should be coming up in about a week from when I think
but about a week. Yep. So... check that all out when that is out. Our link trees will be in the description below. You can follow us wherever you want to follow us. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel, Blood Donut Studios. Once again, support appreciated. Thank you. And I think that about does it. So thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan
and Jacob Licklider.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.